Right, once again I'm out here in Saddleworth Moor. What am I doing here when there's a storm hitting the car and hitting the whole of the nation actually? And it's going to get worse apparently through the night. I do hope everybody is going to be okay and not suffer too much. Now, what brought me here out to this particular point at this particular moment in time? Saddleworth Moor, out to the place where I've been pulled to go, and this is what it's all about. I've spoken before in my videos that when you're a sensitive, a clairvoyant, it's all about being pulled, kind of drawn along. Some people will call it pressured, but it's not a deliberate pressure. It's just a helpful guidance to come to particular areas that are of importance to spiritual understanding or spiritual work. You're drawn, that is the better word to say, to go where you will get the things that you need in order to move you forward, for the answers you seek in relation to the situation that you are in, that are connected to the spiritual or clairvoyance, mediumship, sensitive, call it what you will. It's kind of putting you on a pedestal, ready to take you on the next leg of your journey that will give you the answers that you seek. To put it in a nutshell, you are drawn to be where you should be, and you are given the things from there on that will benefit you for the experience that you are going through. In this case, it's about the lost child, and it is the one that was missed during the Saddleworth Moors murders. And I've explained about strange coincidences that kept cropping up throughout my past few years in relation to the connection to this lost child. And another one, strangely, has just cropped up. Right, here I am again, back in Saddleworth Moors, same place. The weather got a little bit too much on the last recording. The intense hammering of the hailstones on top of the car just got a little bit too much for my liking. You couldn't focus and do any kind of work talking to a camera with that kind of distraction, as you can imagine. So I've come out again a couple of days later, and I'm hoping that something will transpire. Fingers crossed if you're superstitious. But as for me, I'm just hopeful. I have an expectancy, and if anything transpires, that's a positive bonus. If it doesn't, then I'll keep coming back and keep trying. You have to. I have a goal set in mind, and I don't intend to leave it. I'm going to keep going until I get something, or as we would all say, get to the bottom of this, and get to the bottom of, on my account, is all the things that's been happening for a long time now, on and off, crazy coincidences. This place, I always had this feeling that something wasn't right. I didn't know what it was. I just know I had to be here, and I did. I came back several times. When you had strange coincidences, you get to understand that something is amiss. They call it amiss, or something is going on, something is strange. I don't put two and two together and make five. For me, things have a reason to transpire on our behalf, and in my case, so many occurrences, coincidences, mishaps and strange phenomena have happened, including another one today. I just cannot ignore it. I have to try to figure out what it's all about. Anything to do with spirit has to be investigated, and hopefully I will get to the bottom of something, and maybe get a little bit of information. This is the place where, according to some of the media reports, some of the bodies of the children were buried. Whether or not they were all buried here, I do not know. I haven't seen any of the news medias. All I know is the children were taken, murdered and buried, and this is one of the spots from one of the images that I've saw of police digging around this area. I know that this is where they found some of the children, but one of the children was missed, was lost, and that's the one that came to me a while back whilst I was walking in the hills. I did say that the little boy showed me a line, and I traced that line on the map, and that line led to this particular area. All I gotta do now is try to fine-tune what I got, and hopefully I will get some sort of message. I'm not going to let go of this thing. I'm just going to keep plodding at it, or keep digging. Or shouldn't I say that? Digging is a mischosen word. But I'm going to keep at it and see what comes up. Trying to record out here with this strong wind, it may be difficult. You may not hear any of the narration that I'm giving, but you never know. You look, we'll see. Right, I have just been out there and it's bitter cold. These storms are still blowing over. There's another one hitting us at the moment, only this time there's no hammering hail. But I've just had a walk around where the children were reputedly buried and tried to find out if I could get anything. But the wind is so intense and it's quite cold. But the strange thing is, I've always known this place to be odd, kind of uneasy being here. Other people might not have that kind of feeling. I've come to a kind of a conclusion that the energy of this place is what it is. There are places that have the happy feel, but to me this place doesn't have that appeal. It's like for me it's like a no-go area, unless you're prepared to put up with this strange, I call it negative energy, or a down feel to it. Anyway, I did a little wander around, and I know it's intensely cold, but the strange thing is that whilst I was trying to ask spiritually about where the little boy is or was situated, or whose remains are still in the ground, the strange thing is both this camera and this one packed in, and there is nothing I could do to get them going. And the funny thing is, I've come back in the car and lo and behold, they're both working. And yet just across the road I could not get these things to work properly, if at all. They actually stopped working altogether. So I just turned around and gave up trying to film. I did get some footage here and there, but I wasn't in the area where the children were situated. But I did get some hopefully nice shots of the surrounding hillsides going off into the distance. But the minute I started getting near the area, both cameras would not work, no matter how I tried. So I take it that it's not the cold weather, because electrical items or battery operated items are affected. But when you consider they were working away from the area, what's the reason? But anyway, I got as usual too cold. I really should wait until the warm summer weather, for goodness sake. But I did start the journey back, and I felt very ill, very uneasy, very strange, and I did get a little bit worried that it wasn't the temperature. I walked many miles over hills, but in this particular spot I started to feel like I just wanted to fall down. I came away from the spot and I was okay. But I know I have to be persistent. I think that's what I'm being told now, and that this place is what it is, and I have to get used to it. My aim is to come back in a few days' time when we have a brighter weather spell, but not with this incessant winter weather. As you can probably hear, the wind is howling. So there we go again. This is the third time I think I've been back, and I'm going to come back in a couple of days' time and try to do some more. But really I should do what I did yesterday. I should meditate and ask Spirit, when is the best time to go, or when is the best time to come, because they're the ones that will be working on this child's behalf, and I have to take heed on what they say. So let's leave it at that and scurry along home and get some nice